ladies and gentlemen. This is the Yo Baby Daddy podcast, episode 19, and today's title is Karen's Gone, but COVID is here. Yeah, we have a guest today, and why don't you introduce yourself, man?
Hey, thank you for having me. My name is Anthony. I got four cats, two girls, 7 and 3 years old. I'm a hardcore gamer. I've known Jaime. Wow, Jaime, how long have I known you, man? Jesus.
Yeah.
Uh, it's got to be before the kids, at least a good 10 years on and off. Yeah.
Yep. Hmm.
Um, Pete,
Yeah,
about 15 seconds, right? Yeah, 15
right?
seconds or so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm about
All
30.
right.
I'm about 30 seconds.
30 seconds. All right. But yeah, man, I'm glad to join you guys. Thanks for the opportunity. I'm excited to talk.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's go ahead and discuss one of the ones that I'm really excited that you're here for, which is living next to the state that was pretty crazy at the time. Me and Pete were in New York for a little bit when we were together working,
Hmm.
and this is way pre COVID. And when we were there, it always felt like there was so much more people than what the city could take. So when I heard about how like New York was like having outbreak after outbreak with the coronavirus and stuff like that, I wasn't surprised that it was having that. So we wanted to get like your unique perspective being right next to the state of how either it affected you or just in general how it affected you through your day-to-day life.
Yeah. So, I mean, I live out in Jersey. I don't know if anyone knows that, obviously, but or anybody out there, or I didn't even state that. But anyways, so yeah, overall, I don't think we took it as hard as I guess it could be on the news. Maybe the news kind of shook it up a little bit more. Maybe I'm speaking ignorantly, but the everyone took it real serious. Gloves on, one person going out of the house, change your clothes, this and that. Mail, your mail comes in, spray aerosol. Like it was just crazy. It's really
Yeah.
kind of where we were with it. But we also, I mean, personally, we didn't let it control our lives in a way that was going to make us sit at home all day. So we actually went to Florida in the middle of the pandemic, me, the
Hmm.
girls, and my wife.
Yeah.
And man, it was day and night. I mean, mask everywhere you go, couldn't do anything. And Florida, it's just such a right wing state. Uh, Nobody had a mask on. Nobody cared. It was almost like, wait, this is what reality was beforehand. We were like 4 months deep.
Hmm.
But going back to where I was, obviously stating that being next to just New York in general. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, I feel like going back and forth between what Cuomo was doing, who the governor of New York is, and our governor Phil
Uh-huh.
Murphy. Phil Murphy seemed to be in a lot more of a tighter ship than what Cuomo was wanting to portray, and
Hmm.
also New York's so massive. But yeah, I mean, overall, it wasn't. I think the news definitely painted a critical picture, but
Uh-huh.
and it made us kind of buckle down a little bit. But I mean, hey, I opened up in June. The pandemic hit. We closed down in March. We opened up in June in retail, and it was crazy. But we got through it. No one in my store got COVID. I got COVID probably in January off of somebody from my daughter's party who didn't say anything. Went to Miami, was hanging out. But overall, yeah, I mean, we no one was as critical care. I didn't get personally affected, which was, I mean, a good thing. But not to speak of the obviously the travesty that happened for everyone else. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, that's very interesting, and also it makes sense from all the stories that we would hear about how certain states, how you're saying whether they were left or right, certain states were just more like, this shit ain't real, let's go ahead and just continue our day to day life. It's nothing big, it's nothing new.
Yeah, 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 for sure,
Mhm.
man. How about
Yeah.
you guys? I
So
mean, you guys are close to, I mean, the Cali area, no? I mean, closer than anyone I know. So how was it for you?
I mean, we're in Texas, so
Yeah.
but I mean, Texas has been kind of like hit or miss. I mean, it just depends on the area that you live in. But I live in Dallas, so there's a lot of people taking it seriously here. But the surrounding areas like Greenville and Garland and different places that live around Dallas, they haven't been taking it seriously. There's no
Yeah.
mask mandate in Greenville, and I don't know, nobody really gives a shit. But I mean, I still wear a mask. I still, hand sanitizer, all that stuff. And unfortunately, I got COVID, and it sucked. But I don't know. Nobody. I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of hit or miss. Like Dallas itself cares, but everywhere else kind of really doesn't care.
The rough part about it being working in
Right.
retail, you got dealing with so many different people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over here in South Texas, it was more like I don't know. I guess like people believed in it, but they didn't believe. They thought it was more kind of like the sniffles. More, you know. They're like, okay, yeah, we're admitting it's real, but no one's gonna die off of this. And then like slowly people, the more the South Texas became unprotected, the more cases we started seeing. Like if at one point, South Texas just itself, compared to the rest of Texas, was just so many people were dying and so many people were getting infected compared to the other bigger cities, like like the key points like Houston, Austin, Dallas, San Antonio. Those are like the big cities in Texas, and yet we were one of the ones that was up there competing against them. So at that point, I was like, man, you guys got to take it more serious, because this is not this is not something that you're just gonna go and get rid of that quickly. Like, for example, when Pete, he had stated earlier that he got COVID. He got COVID, but he still had certain symptoms after he tested negative. After he dealt with like the main thing, he had like shortness of breath, right, Pete, and like
Yeah, for about
I
3
remember-
months I had
yeah,
shortness
I've
of
told
breath.
this. Yeah, I've told the story before, but the long story short is he was mopping, and like he said that he was mopping for like 5-10 minutes, and he felt like he had just done like a full body workout. And I'm like, damn, dude, like it, you know what I mean?
it
And
fucking sucked.
yeah, and then like I a couple of months ago I lost my grandma because of COVID. She contracted
Wow.
COVID, and then she got pneumonia and other symptoms. Like it was just bad for her, and she passed away. So like to
Sorry to
me,
hear about that, man.
yeah, it's all good. But to me, it's COVID is not much of a like a, oh my god, we gotta protect ourselves with like full hazmat suits. I don't think it's to that point, but I do think that precautions should be taken. So
I, I
that's what
I just feel like if people were just a little bit more educated, rather than just thinking that it's infringing upon their rights, then we
Mhm.
would have been done a long time ago. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
there have been a lot of people here in Dallas who are like, no, fuck you, I got my rights, I'm not gonna wear a fucking mask. Or I mean, even now those people have turned into I'm not gonna get vaccinated. So it's like, oh
Yeah,
crap, here we go.
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, it's
I,
fun.
I was
Yeah.
actually I was actually gonna ask you about that. How is the vaccination process over there in where you live? Like, is it like really being pushed upon, or is your state one of the states that's like giving away guns and stuff? you,
um,
you heard
no,
about those?
yeah, you have the lottery in Cali and all. Yeah, it's crazy. The most that they've done out here, that I'm aware of, is they're giving away like free beach passes, free state park passes, and stuff like that. But if you show your proof of vaccination,
Yeah.
overall though, I mean they seem to be hitting the target market they want. I think it was like 4.1 million people they wanted to vaccinate, which is that 75% marker, and they're getting there close enough.
Mhm.
Outside of that though, I mean almost like half the people I work with and half the people half and half, they have the vaccine and they don't.
Mhm.
I mean, overall, it's a personal choice. I think it's
Yep.
more about it's just I guess the whole mask thing and whatnot. It's just a respect from one human to another, in my opinion. It's just if you're gonna do it, I always tell my team, if you feel any type of way, in the end of the day, when this is all over, if you still feel sick, you can still wear a mask. It's not no one telling. It's not. It's to protect us from you type of deal. You can still. I mean, I used to go to work with a flu, a cold. It was common. It is what it is. Now it's like oh, we have to readjust our whole view of it. I'm like, I don't really think. I mean, at the end of the day, work is work. I'm a workaholic, but
Yeah.
it comes down to just respect. I feel overall. So, but yeah, our state they seem to be doing well with it. Everyone's like, what do you got? J&J, Moderna. It feels like it's like a West Side Story. Like people, it's crazy.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
funny. I've been seeing a bunch of memes about that.
Yeah,
Was it like snapping fingers when the Moderna boys see the Pfizer
yeah,
boys or whatever?
yeah,
uh,
man. It's crazy, but the world definitely flipped upside down. But it's
mhm.
good to see it healing at least in one direction. I think hopefully the political aspect behind it goes away eventually. There's no we live too short to be worrying about politics. In that
Yeah.
level, obviously it matters, but
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
great question. I wanted to ask you, but well, this is before COVID. Did you ever have to like fist fight a Karen, or Did a Karen ever, come up and, you know,
no, I mean just in retail in general.
just retail in
Yeah.
general,
No,
man. Like,
retail. No fist fighting with Karens. I mean, I've had people say they'll stab, some people. I had people say you better watch your back type deal because we won't take a return or something like that. At the end of the day, I don't personally make a policy. It's whatever the store tells me to do. I always say it's not my name on the store; it's somebody else's. So, if you want to be
Wait,
mad, call them up. Go ahead.
wait, real quick. Someone actually threatened to stab you?
Not me. My other manager. Yeah. Watch your back. I'm gonna stab you. It was crazy. We had to call security, call the cop.
damn.
I've had another person that's kind of funny. She she came in to bring an item back with a censor on the article, which is a pain in the butt. I know. I get that.
Mhm.
We ended up finding out that she never paid for it. So we're trying to explain to her. There's a bit of a language barrier. Trying to explain to her, hey, this actually belongs to us. You didn't pay for it. Calls the cops and says, hey, they're stealing my items. The cops comes in. Is like, what are you talking about? We explained to the cops. It's not screaming. They stole my stuff. Yeah. I was like, we have people in general, but overall, I've had one person throw like a tantrum, a full adult, like 60-year-old screaming at the top of her lung because she couldn't get her money back because she didn't bring in a receipt, whatever it may be. So, I mean, I think it's definitely retail 101, but, just the other day, I had someone flipping up like all the tables off the floor and stuff like that, going crazy, but it's a day in the life for me now. It's never been I never get mad about it. I laugh at their stories. They don't ruin my day. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
worked in retail for like almost 2 years. I
Yeah.
worked at Target. That shit sucked.
Yeah. Any
Yeah,
Karens
'cause I
there?
was yeah, I mean, I had
Well, to be fair, you
when
gotta let him know. You gotta let him know, Pete.
well, I
Pete has.
started at first. What's
You
up?
have a bit of a short temper. You gotta admit.
Yeah, I do. I'm not gonna lie, I really have a short temper. Like, I started as a cart attendant at first, and so I used to have to clean up bathrooms, take out trash and stuff. Most of the time, people just left me alone. But it wasn't until like I started cleaning bathrooms that you started seeing people like mad. They're like, "Oh, why are you cleaning the restroom? I gotta pee." It's like, well, you want to pee in a dirty restroom? Like, damn, dude. Jesus Christ, I used to get it from everybody, and they used to get mad when I put up the sign, and then they would knock down the sign, go inside, and still go use the restroom. I had the one dude who slipped, and he said, "Oh, there wasn't a sign." And they literally got a video of him throwing the sign across
Oh
the
wow.
the hallway or whatever, and just going inside. And it's like, "Oh, there you go. There's your video evidence, dude." So yeah,
I think those are the worst ones. I've never worked retail. I've worked fast food before, and being a janitor, but
I
I
heard I
feel
heard
like
fast food is worse.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know.
First, I don't know why it is. I don't know what it is about fast food, and I don't know if this is the same thing for other types of work. But in the fast food, hobos are a thing. Like it's an actual thing.
Oh, no, they're in retail too, dude. I mean, we used to have it all the time where like homeless people would show up and they would like take a shower in the restroom. Like they would go
What
to the
the-
sinks and then like literally wash themselves off and like leave like old dirty doo-doo clothes in the back of the stall and the handicap stall behind the toilet. And dude, I used to have to clean that shit up. It was horrible, dude.
Oh
I
no.
hated every second of that, man. Like the sink would be like covered in mud. Like it looked like you took some mud and just threw it on there, but they were like taking baths and stuff in there. I was like, oh crap, here we go.
So
So
instead of Karens, what do we call those? Like Harrys or something like that?
I call them
Is that
Kens.
Kens?
Kids.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
Kens. Karen and
yeah.
Kens.
I don't know, dude. I mean, there's a big homeless population here in Dallas, but like it's not as bad as California, nowhere near. But yeah, it's crazy, dude. Because you see them a lot. Because the Target that I worked at was near downtown, which was off of Haskell and Fitzhugh, I believe. And there's literally a train station right there. So like they would take the bus or the train and then just get off there, go to that Target, and then hang around there, take a shower, come out, and then go up on the way. A shower, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
But they would just go about their way, and it was just it was crazy, dude. Because
Wow.
I don't know. It's uh, yeah, yeah,
It brings back memories, huh, Pete?
yeah. It is like it's like Vietnam flashbacks.
Yeah.
I
And
found so much doo doo. So much
I've
doo-doo.
never had that level. I've had stories of people finding oh, I did have a dog pee in my store. That was pleasant. And somebody ran and grabbed a bag and just put it over it and walked away. I've had in my fitting rooms. I've had people either having sex. I've had people. Yeah, it's
Alright, that's
crazy.
nothing.
I've had people pee on clothes that they can't return. They'll go in and leave it there. Yeah, it's crazy. People want to be spiteful. It's like I said, for me, I think retail has taught me how to be a decent human being, or what not to do. It's just insane. It's crazy, man.
What?
Yeah, I think
What? peeing
Yeah.
on an item.
They can't
Wow.
return it. They try to be spiteful and like, all right, well, and then I've had dirty diapers. Yeah, it's yeah, but
Yeah,
it's as spiteful as they can be. They try to get away with it. But
I have found a lot of dirty diapers inside cart.
yeah.
So like people will change their baby and then just
Oh
throw
my
the
god.
diaper in the cart and then just put the cart away. So I'll come in and I'll pick up the cart. And it's like, oh great, they left me a present. That's awesome.
Yep. That's
So
crazy.
I always walked around with rubber gloves. So
Look, all three of us are dads, so we know what kids do to smells like, and that's horrible. So from
mhm.
someone that's probably listening to this and doesn't have kids, like
Mhm.
I
Not
wouldn't want
pleasant,
to
yeah.
find that. No.
Hey, again, it's a respect thing. How could you do that to another human being? You know what I mean? Like, come on, someone's gonna have to clean that up eventually. Like, how do you walk away? That's just crazy, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see some crazy shit, honestly.
Yeah.
The same, we found people, having sex in the fitting rooms, diapers, doo doo, all kinds of stuff, dude. It's fucking annoying, dude. Plus,
Yeah.
a lot of people treat other people like shit, and
Yeah.
I think everybody should at least work at least a year of retail, if
I
not
agree.
fast food, and learn how people really are, so that they can learn some etiquette. Because, like,
Yeah.
it's just, oh, man, and I understand the customer's always right. You gotta appease to the customer, but at the same time, it's like there's a lot of times
Oh.
where I just wish I could tell people to go fuck themselves because it's really really bad. There was some times where it was really really bad, especially on price checks. Oh my god, it's like, oh, that said it was $10. Well, where did you grab it from, ma'am? I grabbed it from over there. Well, the sign says it's $15.99. So apparently you didn't read the sign.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
No.
always had a lot of those.
Working in the fast food industry, I remember like it would be like 15 minutes until we close. And
Yeah, that's the big one. Yeah.
obviously 30 minutes or even like 45 minutes after, well, it's close to getting to close, we wouldn't make new stuff. That's it. That's it for the day. We don't, obviously the general manager doesn't want to waste any more food, doesn't want to waste any more product. So
Yeah.
the guy would come in like 15 minutes and the guy's like, oh, you guys don't have fries? Like, no, sir, we don't have fries. Like, we're done or whatever. How are you an establishment not have fries, and how are you a chicken place and don't have this certain chicken? It's like, sir, we can make you fried chicken, but grilled chicken, it takes time and this and that, and by the time we make it, it's gonna we're already gonna close. I don't know what, we've had so many people flip off just for like not having certain items. It's like,
Oh my
dude,
gosh.
you're coming in here like 10, 15 minutes when it's about to close, and you're expecting the store to have full service for you. Like,
I've had two instances at closing where, since I was the cart attendant, I used to have to help, bring in the last carts and then help lock up. So like I used to have to help the GM or the GSTL, whatever it was called, I can't remember. So I would have to help them close, right? And there was this one lady that literally ran through the door as we were locking it. So she literally rammed her way through, and she's like, "No, no, no! I need to buy some diapers." And then she just keeps running through the store. We're like, "What the fuck is going on?" And so like we weren't able to lock up, and of course we had security there and everything. They run after her and they're like, "Ma'am, you can't fucking do that." Like, so that was the first instance. Second instance, it was a dude we had already locked up, and he tries to run through the door and he hits it face first, and
God
he's
damn.
like. He's like, "Oh, it's 11 o'clock. You guys are supposed to be open." Bob, I was like, "Sir, we close at 11 o'clock. The hell's your problem?" He's like, "Let me
Yeah.
in. Let me
Oh
in."
my
So,
god.
yeah, those were hilarious.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the craziest one when I was working fast food. It was a guy who they had promoted to manager, and basically the guy, they were giving him a lot of lifelines. He already had taken all the training and everything, and this was like about 4 to 6 months after he was already a manager, and he was just not cutting it. So they were basically, he knew and everybody knew around that they were already gonna like demote him because he was just not having it. Like, he wasn't cutting it.
Mhm.
So what this dumbass ended up doing is he knew that he was going to get either fired or demoted. So he ended up quitting. Gave his 2 weeks notice, ended up quitting. Get this. After his 2 weeks, a week after he officially quit, he decides to rob the fast food joint.
Oh no.
By going in through one of the vents on top, him and his homeboys, and disarming the system with the code that they gave him specifically. So they knew
Wow.
exactly who it was.
Wow.
I
That's
was like, how
crazy.
stupid can you be? Like,
Yeah.
don't you think they're gonna give you a specific code just for you so they know who's coming in exactly and who's coming out?
Nice.
Like,
Nice.
yeah, that was the stupidest one.
Yeah. One of
Yeah, I
our one of
think
our guests put on here, try being a janitor and cleaning restrooms at a college dining hall. I had to clean shit off the wall, floor, and
ooh,
doors. Oh man.
if it's not this shit, I can only imagine what it is.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I can.
Yeah, no.
I've cleaned shit off of walls before. It's not fun.
How do
It's
you
not
aim that?
fun.
How do you aim that high? That's crazy.
I
Oh
I don't
my
know. 'Cause okay,
I
so
think
like for me,
I
for
think
me,
that's
I had to walk
monkey,
into a
dude. Just
restroom.
just grab it and throw it.
I think they were like wiping, and they got it on their hands, and they're like,
Oh,
type
come
of shit.
on.
Ugh. I don't know, dude. It's
Jeez.
Mhm.
I don't know, dude. I think the worst thing is doo doo. I think that's the worst thing for me ever being in retail is just having to deal with shit. It's I can handle rude customers. I can handle all that stuff. I hate dealing with grown people shit. Like I hate it. I don't mind dealing with a child that threw up. I don't mind dealing with a child that peed themselves. I understand they're a child. I get it, you know. But if a grown person comes in and they're crapping their pants and it's like, oh great, here we go. This is it's fucking horrible. But yeah, moving on. Stop talking about doo doo.
For like the
um,
past 10 minutes.
I don't, right? That always happens. We always end up talking about shit. I don't know why. Like in one of
I
the
don't know
episodes, we
why,
were talking
dude.
about shit for like 30 minutes. It's
Oh
just
my
Yeah,
god.
the same thing. We're like, you know what? Let's move on. Let's move on because I think we're
let's
talking
move
about.
on. Let's move on.
Well, we touched upon it a little bit, but I want to talk about how in retail, you guys, how did it take you? Like, how did the shutdown affected you guys exactly, or like how did you guys recover and whatnot, like in general?
I mean, so when we did the shutdown, we were one of the last Zaras to shut down, if I'm not mistaken. But how did it work out? We basically closed the doors, and then our company kind of screwed up. They decided to go on the path of paying us their out of their own pockets instead of putting us on unemployment, which then
Mhm.
basically almost made them go, wait, we can't afford this anymore because they didn't know how long it was going to be. So they
Mhm.
thought that they were the cool people because I'll never forget when Disney announced they're like, oh, 27,000 people on unemployment. Oh my God, or whatever it may be for their parks. So our president was like, oh, we're not like Disney. We're going to be better than them. And I'm like, okay, if you say
Mhm.
so. And then eventually, when we got back to the store, they really screwed us. They did when we were in the store working, we had simple tasks. We had to do orders, and that was it. People were still ordering shit. Don't know why, but when we did the orders, they were paying us 70% less of our salary. Oh, or sorry, 30% less of our salary. So 70% what I was bringing home. I
Okay.
wasn't sweating it. It was 3 days a week, 3 days a week for like maybe 20 hours. So, but I was still getting 70%. So it was definitely worth the money if I were to kind of say. But I bunkered down. We didn't spend as much, whatever it may be. And then
Yep.
eventually we slowly started to open up. And then June, and it was horrendous. I didn't have a staff. I'm supposed to basically the way it works. My store is roughly around like a $12 million store. We are estimated right now. We're supposed to have a staff of at least 30 people at the moment. I had
Mhm.
maybe 11 people working for me, if that.
Damn.
Damn, a
And
little bit less
you got
than
to think
half.
Ooh.
that you got to think that's on a 7 day scale, and I'm open. I'm open at limited hours, so it was like a 12 to 6. We were open for 6 hours a
Oh
day.
man.
Okay.
So 11 people shifting right. I had like at most 8 people like on a good day, and then minimum was like 5. And I had, like I said, I have 4 stores. I wish I can give you the square footage. It's a massive store. So
Fuck.
it was crazy. It was stressful, but
Man.
I will say like the people who did help me out and stood there, I praised them for it. They know who they are. Unfortunately, I can't give anything out of my pockets, but I've tried my best. We got them promoted, this and that. But for me, again, going back to what I was saying before, is just the respect behind it. My team really respected me, and I tried my best to work with them and try to give the money back to them, get them promoted, whatever it may be. But it was crazy. But now we're doing good. We're at around like 24 people, so it's a lot better than 11. But
Yeah.
it was an experience. It was an experience that I was glad to have because I guess I like challenges of showing leadership. I mean, I kind of
Mhm.
bring that into video games. Whenever I'm
Yeah.
doing WoW arenas or League of Legends, I'm calling the
Yeah.
plays. So that's
Yeah.
I always
Mhm.
tell everyone at work. I play video games, and they're like looking at me like 3 heads, and I'm like, no, I don't think you guys understand. The reason I play video games is because I have to get a raid together of 20 plus people. So I got to have everyone scheduled, everyone's
Yeah.
availability, and then I got to make sure they watch videos, so I train them, and then when I train
Yeah.
them, I make sure that they can execute it. So it's work. It's work to me. That's how it's always been.
Yeah.
So I love it. I love it. That's one of my
Yeah.
biggest things in general. So this was just a hard raid. It was a mythic level
Yeah.
raid for me. That's how I look at it. So,
Okay. At least you're
but
one of those bosses that gave away a pizza party or something like that, you know? Because
yeah,
you
yeah,
hear
yeah,
about a lot about those, and
yeah.
I don't know. It's if for me, been nonstop work. I mean, I'm a
Really?
technician. I install alarm systems in people's homes, and we were labeled as essential. So like,
Wow.
you know, I've been nonstop working since the pandemic started, dude. Because
Did
we
you get like
started.
essential pay? Right? That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing of essential hero pay, and I'm like, where's my cape? I don't hear it. I don't see it.
Right.
So
I didn't
yeah,
get a cape.
wow,
I would have
yeah,
appreciated a cape.
really, that's crazy, man. Wow,
Yeah,
how
dude.
was that for you though? I mean, were you sent to people's houses still to set
Yeah, no,
alarms?
every
Or-
day,
Yeah,
every day, every day.
wow,
I was still at people's houses. It was of course always wore a mask, always using, hand sanitizer, all that good stuff. And, even now when people are less, like, hey, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. I'm like, no, I'm good. It's for my safety. I'm good. I have to be in close space with you guys, so I'm gonna wear a mask.
yeah,
So I'm good. I mean, I already caught COVID, but I don't want to get it again, so
yeah,
I'm good. But yeah, dude,
Yeah.
like they told us immediately once everything started shutting down, it's like, yeah, you guys are essential workers. We're not shutting down. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool.
wow, wow.
So
Yeah.
some
I was
guys got pulled over by the cops and got sent right back home, but then the manager would be like, get back in your car and go back to work. It's like, oh,
No,
well, okay, that's cool.
wow,
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
uh yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. I remember when he told me that, I'm like, okay, I didn't know
Hmm.
you were essential, but all right, cool.
how about you, Jaime? Were you working, or how was it work for
No,
you?
no, I know. Right now. I'm a stay-at-home dad, but
Oh, nice, okay.
yeah, even I was working with Pete for a while, so we were
Yeet.
working the same business, and so I just imagine if I was working here in the same type of work, I would have been working like full time, because I know some of the people down here that work for the company that he works for, and yeah, they were working nonstop. And I'm like, hey, you guys gonna get like a week off or something, just so they can figure out the logistics of it or whatever, have an actual game plan. And they're like, no, they just give us masks, and then they're gonna send hand sanitizers later, and that's it. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Bro, I didn't
Sounds
get masked till like a month later.
yeah.
No,
I had to buy my own
wow,
masks.
I'm telling you,
that's
dude.
crazy.
In my opinion, they didn't work out the logistics or like the planning of anything. They were just like, keep working, let's go.
Yeah, we
Wow.
had to buy it. Well, like we were told, like, hey, if you want to buy that stuff, then go right ahead. But it was like, well, I mean, I kind of fucking have to. I don't want to get COVID. So I went ahead and did it and got my masks and everything. And then they finally sent it to us and they sent us a full kit, like a freaking gallon of hand sanitizer, a few boxes of gloves, and then, some masks and stuff. But it was like, I already got all this stuff. Thank you. But it came in handy. I didn't think we were going to be shut down for like, almost, was it year two? It's
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
rolling around. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I got about halfway through that gallon. So yeah.
so going back to you, Anthony, about the whole that you guys were shut down.
Kind of disappointing, but everyone was excited and everyone expected it. And finally, I got a phone call. It was because everything was to a crawl. No customers were coming out. Um, we had maybe, I don't know. We on average make 15 to it was like 12 to $15,000 a day. We were making like $3,000. It was like it's just not worth it. One to be open.
Yeah.
I got a call and they were like, "Hey, that's it." And then I just had to go text everyone, make sure everyone knew, "Hey, we don't have a date to come back yet, but just to let you know, we're going to be closed going forward." The interesting part was how they rolled people back into the store, because when I remember I said I went to Florida, I was literally telling my wife because I was trying to watch the news and whatnot. And I was like, listen, they might call us back within the next week or so. But between what's going on in the news, we were hitting downward on a trend, and
Yeah,
they made a split into two teams. So it was like six people came in on one shift, six people came in on another shift, and then we alternated days. So like it was
yeah,
interesting, but the whole everyone was excited to like just. I mean, I feel like in I feel like humans are intertwined with chaos. They want to know what it's like to be like chaotic, and then when it's finally there, they're like, "Oh, okay, I want to go back to normal." So I think this was one of those instances where they're like, "Oh, you know what? Let's push it. Let's close. Let's see what happens." And then everyone just got fat and got bored, and they're like, "Okay, let me go back to work." So, but
yeah.
yeah, the closing was good. Our opening was even better, but yeah.
Real quick, Pete. Someone said, "What are you sipping on, dude?" They want to know
Yeah,
what you're drinking.
I answered on their Guinness. I couldn't find the regular Guinness, but I found extra stout. It's all right. Stronger than dog piss, but it's good.
It's not poop.
Yeah.
It's not-
I mean, I like Guinness.
Yeah.
Are you a beer guy, Anthony? I don't think I've ever asked.
I don't drink. I don't smoke. I just doesn't sit well in my asshole. Unfortunately, I'll be honest. So. I poop everywhere. You don't want me in your target. I promise.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It was you.
It's on my hand.
Oh God, not again.
Oh god. Well, speaking of drinking and just being dads in general, goofs, I want to talk about pretty much one topic that we haven't talked about that I was actually excited to talk about finally is being a gamer and then becoming a dad and then trying to be a gamer while being a dad. Let's start off with you. Let's start off with you, Pete. How do you think how's it changed you, like based on like what the
Bro.
games you play and whatnot?
So I mean, I can talk about from like the beginning to the end because like it was hard to game, especially when my son was first born. I wasn't really able to do much. And, me and his mom separated, and then I get him on the weekends. So like most of the time when I come home, I'm usually tired as shit. I don't really get to do much. I have found that Call of Duty is probably the best thing, just because you can get in, play a few matches, and then go to bed. You know, super easy. Or any multiplayer game where you can just play a few matches and go to bed. Mostly shooters. I can't do like the whole, going into raids and stuff like that. Stuff that takes like, a tremendous amount of time, like an hour, 2 hours and stuff like that. I can't do that.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, now that my son is older, I mean, I got two other kids as well, but my son is older. We like to play Call of Duty together. We used to play Overwatch together. We watch anime together, but like really the video games is what does it. I got him into Call of Duty Zombies because I've always been big into that, and he plays with me on that, and he fell in love with it. So like every time a new Call of Duty comes out, especially with Zombies, he asks for it for his birthday, and we usually play together every now and then. Especially when he's here, we play on the Xbox. Sometimes we do split screen or whatever, or we just take turns. Um, the little one makes it hard though because he's 3. He's very demanding. So I don't know how people do it sometimes because like I can't like I said I can't do those games where you got to devote so much time to it. I can't do it because like I see parents playing WoW and stuff, and I'm like, how are you doing that? Like, do you just give your kids a tablet and tell them to go play, or what's going on here? This is crazy, man. But yeah,
What kind of games do you miss the most from
me,
before? Yeah.
um, those really immersive games like Fallout 3 and Skyrim. I
Okay.
used to like go like deep into them, and I used to just
Yeah.
get lost in that world and just play the everlasting crap out of them. Um,
hmm
I miss those games. I miss immersing myself into a world, but like I just don't have the time to devote to that stuff anymore. Sometimes I'm working like 10 to 12 hours a day, and then and the kids on the weekend, so it's like I don't really got time for that stuff anymore. As I think the one that I miss the most is playing Magic the Gathering. Honestly,
Okay.
just playing
What a
card games and stuff.
nerd! No, I'm
Oh,
playing.
shut up! You said you missed it the other day too, asshole.
Still doing Hearthstone. Hearthstone once in a while on
Oh
the
yeah,
phone.
oh yeah. I play
Yeah.
Hearthstone. That
Yeah.
that it
Yeah.
quelms the itch. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like waiting between jobs. I'll play a little Hearthstone every now and then, but
Yeah.
that just
Mhm.
calms me down because like Magic is a very expensive game to play,
Oh yeah.
especially
yeah.
if you're playing the actual card game.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what I probably miss the most.
Well, real quick, I know it's off topic, but someone asked a very important question that I forgot to ask Anthony when we're talking about this. But did any of your employees try getting unemployment even after you all stayed open?
We all did. So it was interesting. Because we were even me. So sort of. I mean, if the government's listening, I didn't get anything. So
Okay.
anyways, see, basically, since we were scheduled for
We
so
got him. We
little
got him.
time, we were scheduled for so little time that we were able to prove that, and also our pay was stipend. So
Deducted.
we were, yeah, so we were able to prove that between the reduced hours and reduced pay, unemployment was able to fill the gap. And then I mean, we all work together as a team. I'm not going to deny that. So essentially, we were like, hey, so how much are you making? Let me work the math out for you. If it's under a certain amount, you can claim unemployment. If you got $1, you got that extra, whatever, what was it, 600 at the time, 300. So all
Mhm.
my associates just try to help them out and let them know, hey, since you're only working this many hours, this and that. Some of these kids are 18 years old and they're caring for their mom and their brother. From Haiti, I got one guy. I love that guy, Emmanuel. I had another one who was pregnant, worked her butt off. She was, and this is while we opened. So I had people from all different colors of the world. So I tried my best. But yes, so some of them did claim unemployment, and some of them, just rode the unemployment and never came back, which is why we never really had staff. Unemployment's still paying better than the store at the moment. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, overall,
Mm.
it's crazy. But yeah, people did claim it, and then they got off of it eventually.
Oof.
That Stevie Wonder money. Like, oh shit,
Right, right.
there you go.
Man, is your state still part of the whole COVID assisted unemployment? Because I know Texas is going to get rid of it in the 26th of this month. Is your state still doing
uh,
that? Do you know?
I think so. I wouldn't. My wife's actually still on unemployment due to the fact that they made my daughter do complete virtual. So I know almost everyone was able to claim based off of that.
Yeah.
But now school's ending, so I don't know how she works out because I think come September, unemployment and the upgraded all that stuff is cut. It's gone. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we are still on the
Yeah.
COVID assistance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know it's different for every state, so that's
yeah.
why I think that's why we're asking.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I know a lot of people who are selling a lot of shit right now because
Food
their
stamps.
unemployment's coming out. Yeah, food
Yeah.
stamps especially.
Foods. Oh,
Ooh, man.
here in the
Oh, oh,
valley, like South Texas, a lot of people got their food stamps, and because they can cross it over to Mexico and sell it, oh, it's just literally like Anthony. I kid you not. Obviously, Walmart, right? It's everywhere, basically.
yeah.
So in Texas, there's a thing called HEB. It's basically just like the more grocery side to a Walmart. So if you eliminated the mechanic shop, the electronics, and the arts and crafts, that would be the HEB. So you have
Okay.
a little bit of more food stuff, and you would go in there and you would see, I kid you not, ladies with like three
Damn.
carts full of like food, milk, everything to the
Oh
top, to
my
the very top,
gosh.
going in there and just I would see like the workers with the machines, where they have to scan it. They're like, oh, and they're just
Oh man, that sucks. That's
uh,
crazy.
oh yeah, dude. They would
Yeah.
yeah. There was even a
There's
story
some.
how there was a lady who basically lied her ass off because she was trying to cross it over, and there was only like a certain amount they could cross over to Mexico based on the stuff that they had.
Yeah.
And she basically lied her ass off, and they let her go. And a lot of people were
Wow.
kind of pissed off because they're like, "Dude, that much amount of food, you goddamn well know she's not gonna take it to her family. It's because she's gonna go and sell it. Like it was a lot of food."
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
there's people
Yeah.
up here selling stamps and stuff, and you know, it's getting crazy. They're doing the whole 2 for 1 thing. Buy 2 stamps for $1 or whatever. So
Wow.
I mean, it's getting pretty crazy out there. I mean, if y'all are selling some stamps, let me know. But
Yeah.
but yeah, like,
you got any deals coming up?
yeah, man. I mean, people are selling all kinds of shit. Their electronics, all kinds of stuff. I mean, you see people, selling stuff that they bought during COVID. Especially because they were getting unemployment, and then also the COVID relief checks. I can't remember the stimulus. There we go.
Stimulus. Yeah.
The stimulus checks as well, and then people got their tax money on top of that as well. Not too long ago. So, people have been balling for a while. But,
Mhm.
unemployment's coming to an end. So they're like, oh, let me go ahead and sell some extra shit so I can ride this a little bit longer and then go back to work. But yeah, you're seeing a lot of food stamps being sold here, man.
That's
So,
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
yep.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's one thing I always tell. I try to tell my because we have a very pretty strict return policy for Zara in general. I mean,
Mhm.
it's all based on the piece of paper. You have your receipt, I can do anything. You don't have your receipt, I can do nothing. So people scream about that. But
Mhm.
overall, I try to teach my team and let them know that the world is built around opportunity. Yeah, so we try to be. That means that with that on the flip side, that people tend to take advantage all the time. There's no reason for people not to take advantage. We're built for that. So, the way I feel like everyone reacted and government money, stimulus, and that, I mean, giving corporations breaks left and right, it's insane, but we're all going to take advantage. So, for
Mhm.
the good and the bad, unfortunately, it's always going to be bad. It's always bad when people can take advantage. It never turns out to be good. So, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody knew people were going to take advantage of it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a given. It's human nature, unfortunately.
Mhm.
But it just, I don't know. It just kind of sucks because it did go on a little bit longer than anybody would have wanted it to. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like if we had shut down the way we were supposed to, this would have only lasted a few months. But hey, look at it now. We're 2 years in. Yay.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome.
Well, going back to the topic that we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's your gaming as a
Uh,
dad.
basically, gaming before and after being a parent, it's very, very different. For me, because I'm still with my girl, I in being a stay-at-home dad, playing online games is almost a no unless my girl is around. And even if my girl's around, sometimes the kids will prefer to come to me, and I'll be like either playing like the few rare times that I play Call of Duty, either with Pete or some other friends. They would like
Mhm.
come, like, Dad. I'm like, I'm playing. Hold on, and then she'll be like, I need something. I'm like, go tell your mom. And she's like, and she'll be like, she just either doesn't want to tell her, or she'll be like, Mom's in the restroom. I'm like, fuck. All right, I have to get up. By the time I come back, I'm dead or whatever. And so online games is most of the time it's a no for me. It's a no.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But so now I've switched over to like to single player games, which is like whether Skyrim, Fallout, to even old school games. I've been playing a lot of old school games because it's so easy to pause, especially if emulators and all that stuff. But it's you go ahead and find the games that you can play with the time that you're allowed based on the kids that you have. I feel like every parent's different because I know there's some parents that even after they have kids and they still are with their baby mamas and all that stuff and the kids still bother them. Sometimes they will still play online games all the time, and I'm like, I don't know how you do it. I can't do it, but everybody's
Yeah, I don't
different.
understand it either. I don't get it. I don't get it. I
Yeah,
hear about people playing WoW with kids, and I'm like, what?
yeah.
How do you do it?
And I
Teach
was
me
like,
your ways.
you're in the middle of a raid. What do you mean? And they're like, yeah, I'll be fine. I'm like, what? So
Just put the shit on the wall. Put the shit on the wall. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
What about you, Anthony? How has it been going from before a dad and after a dad?
Yeah, sacrifice, man. It's just that's
Yeah.
all it really comes down to. Money, time, everything. You're a shriveled up box that just generates money now for the family. But
Yeah.
no, overall, I mean, I bought an LG OLED, the CX series. I went over the top. Stimulus did me good. Make
Mm.
sure I got me that. So I
OLED,
got
that's good.
120 hertz. Yeah, I got 120 hertz on that
Mm.
with my PS5. Uh, but I sacrificed my computer for it. Changed everything up. I game pretty hardcore. I'm the kind of I'm half the dad of here's a tablet, go away type of deal, like you said before. I won't deny that.
Yeah.
But
I do
it's
that too, man.
yeah. I mean, I
Sometimes you have
it's
to.
it's good and it's bad. Hey, it's I feel like it's so interesting because we talk about generation to generation. You got your boomers and your Gen X and stuff like that. And what did the
Yeah.
boomers do for us? They just sent us outside. Go outside, okay, go outside. And we never, if we didn't kill each other, but we lived, through that. Now
Yeah.
we're
Mhm.
cooped up with technology. Here's your tablet. Yeah, it makes them a little fatter, but they're smarter now. It is what it is. But yeah,
Hmm.
man. I mean, it's definitely tough. Can I? Because I say gaming can be an addiction to a sense. I don't do drugs, I don't smoke or drink, but I game like crazy in a sense that it can be a little bit challenging to actually get away from that to make sure I give more time back to my kids, to be honest.
Yeah.
But overall, I will say I'll never forget Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming out, and I was playing all the music. I love all the music in the game, and my daughter
Uh-huh.
like was a huge fan of it. She saw Mickey, it was over. Mickey Keyblade, she loved it, and it clicked for my wife as to why it was so magical. We went down and they were doing in Disney Springs a Kingdom Hearts 3 like test demo, And I brought her in. I dragged her the whole family, and like she's still to this day like she's like that was one of the most magical she could see the synergy of me and my daughter really loving that. So it's been a great beacon of connection. In general,
Yeah.
I play so much. I made her watch me play God of War. My kids running around saying she's Atreus, like she loves that stuff. So I really try to
That was a great fucking game.
yeah, it really
Fucking
was.
game.
I try my best that even if I take it the time away from being a dad, I try to implement it in the culture of who I am to kind of get them to embody that. I say, listen, when I die, I'm leaving you the PS5, play the games. So, but it's different. Like you said, online stuff is really unreachable. I tried Destiny. I tried going back to Destiny. I can't commit to it. And if I do, I'm a zombie the next morning because I stood up to 1 o'clock in the morning and I slapped myself on the head. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Everything like you said with Call of Duty. Rocket League. One match, I'm done. I'll play a quick match and all right, I'm out of here. I can't play more than that. But it's been interesting because as I met my wife, and then I told her, listen, this is what I do, and I with my kids, and they're all
Yeah.
attached to it. They love it. They love it. I think they've are learning to grow with it. Like I said, so part of our household a little bit. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes it easier when you incorporate it into your relationship with your kids. Because, like I said, I play Call of Duty with my son, and especially the zombies part, and that's one thing that we really get to bond over. Um, I'm glad I got him into it. It's been fun. I mean, one of our listeners just said Roblox is an addiction to children, but yeah, my
Yeah.
son is also into Roblox.
Yeah. My
He's
daughter's
really
into
into
Roblox.
Fortnite. He's really into Fortnite right now. Oh my god,
Yeah. Oh
just
man.
super into Fortnite.
P,
My
it's
son and my
crossplay.
daughter.
It's crossplay. You can play with him.
No, I hate Fortnite. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I don't get why it's so popular, but I don't care. But
It's easy, colorful. It checks it checks, in my opinion, it checks off all the Nintendo tags. Is it colorful?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
I mean,
Is it easily
I do like that they
accessible?
have so many-
Yes.
I like that they have so many skins. That's the only thing I really like. But like,
Yeah.
that's their cash cow. So like,
Mhm.
they'll release a new skin and a whole bunch of people buy it. So, but
Yeah.
it's just I don't know, man.
Yeah, with my kid, she loves Roblox. Roblox, dude.
Mm.
Roblox
Yeah.
is the thing. Daddy, you
Has
want
she
to play
asked for
Roblox?
Robux yet?
No, she doesn't know what that is. And there's a certain person that she knows that's like, hey, tell your dad to get your Robux. And then my daughter's all like, what's that? And I'm like, no, I ain't getting you that. Shut up. Don't tell her.
Nice.
So yeah,
Yeah, we had an incident with
No.
Robux.
No. How much?
No. They didn't
Oh.
charge. Well, so like my
Okay.
son had gotten some for his, he got some money for his birthday, so he put that into Roblox, and he put like 20 or 30 bucks in there. And
it's not that bad.
one of his, well, he has a younger uncle, and he was playing on his account or whatever. And he spent all of his money, and my son was pissed.
That
Like
sucks.
he punched him in the face. So like, I was like, I understand, son. I'd be mad too. That's a lot
Yeah,
of money for an 11-year-old. Shit.
I know someone that their daughter was able to get how much was it that she got a call from her bank, and she said it was like, oh yeah, it was like $400, and she was like,
Oh
what?
my gosh.
Oh no.
Hitting those best deals, $100 token. Bam, 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 bam.
You know what's crazy? Back in the PS2 days, I'll never forget this. I played EverQuest Online Adventures. Don't know if anyone knows what that is. It was an MMO, but dial-up is the launch of Ethernet and dial-up. So
Yeah.
dial-up, you would dial in, right, and you would get your phone call, and it was considered a long distance call. I was so addicted that the phone bill was around like $400 to $600. Maybe twice.
Damn.
And man, did I get a beating for it. And then, what did I say? Mom, just switch over to Verizon. Come on, what are you waiting for? And hey, eventually they did. They learned their lesson. They let me be addicted. Damn parents. But that was my Robux experience for as a kid. When I was like, hey, I'll just dial in. Oh man, but
Yeah.
my sister used to unplug the connection. Oh, she used to know how to get me. That is bad. But yeah.
Oh, are you what would you say? God. Oh.
Yeah. Crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's interesting to me how gaming has evolved and yet some of the characteristics of when we would be addicted or we would be really into something has almost stayed true to kids nowadays. You know what I mean? How like me and Pete were really into Halo back in the day, and yet now it's like Fortnite. It's almost the same thing. It's a shooter. You play with a bunch of people, but it's
Take that back, you
it's-
son of a bitch. Nothing like Halo. You take that back. How dare you?
We got to see
But,
how the next Halo is going to be if that ever gets out. Hopefully this winter. I mean, E3
Yeah.
is this week, which is good, so we should see it. So
Wasn't
Yep.
Halo 5 more like a Call of Duty kind of thing? Like it was really centered about multiplayer more than anything else?
Mhm.
yeah,
they-
they were trying to open world stuff. I don't know how that's the open
Yeah,
world.
Halo Infinite kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. The open world grappling
Yeah.
hook. Everyone has a grappling hook these days. I don't know
Right.
why, but yeah.
Batman,
they're
I
probably
guess.
gonna
I
do a
don't
battle
know.
royale. Probably
Yeah.
gonna do like a battle royale kind of thing. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think
everything's
that's
a
what, I
battle.
think that's what they're aiming for.
Everything's
Yeah.
a battle royale now. So
I mean, Call of Duty
Everything-
Yeah.
some bitch.
Me-
So.
Remember, everything was a MOBA back in the day, Jaime. Remember that?
yep.
MOBA everywhere. DC Universe
Oh.
or whatever it was.
Oh,
Dude,
do you remember-
everything was a MOBA.
Oh
I remember that. The infinite,
Mhm.
infinite something. I forgot what it. Yeah, that was crazy. Everything
yeah.
was a MOBA.
Speaking of MOBAs, League of Legends, you know very well we put a lot of money into that game. You know very well
yeah.
you can log in, you can see all your skins and everything, man. Oh yeah.
That's bad. That's bad.
Easily, I've put in more than $200 in that game. Easily.
Really? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'm probably like $100 or so.
Man, y'all were
Yeah.
controlled. I've heard about people like spending mad cash on League of Legends and WoW and all that stuff.
Well,
I-
Really?
well, I started playing like in the beginning of season 2, and I think you started playing them in the beginning of season 2, right, Anthony? Or
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and
Because it would just
and-
roll. They just launched the ranking stuff, and then season 2 was like when they really ARAM and all that stuff was a big thing.
yeah. To give a perspective, League of Legends, I think they're in their 9th season now, like 9th or 8th
Really?
season. So it's and each season lasts a pretty good amount of time. So that's how long we've been playing, since from season 2 all the way to, well, we don't play it no more as much, but from
Yeah.
season 2, yeah. So it's a long time.
Yeah.
Someone
I
said
miss it.
Someone said our kid, we make her work for her Robux. Certain chores cost a
Okay.
certain amount of money. That's good. But she realizes that what she's spending now, she likes how spending on certain things, or like either Robux or Amazon. So yeah, that's a good way of doing it. Like, okay, fine, you want your Robux, you can do your chores, you can go ahead and do certain things or whatever, do your homework, behave and whatnot. So I feel like that's a really good way of doing it. And I feel like going forward, we've slowly, me and my girl have been talking about implementing that with our kid, now that she's been more into Roblox. And once she finally discovers Robux, that's when I feel like we're going to implement that and be like, all right, cool. You want that? You want those little Robux? Fine. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got, gotta watch over your sister when mommy and daddy are either cooking or doing other stuff. You know what I mean? Like for minor things. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
my kids look forward to when they lose their teeth or their birthday, because they know they're gonna get money. So they're like, yeah, I can put that into Fortnite or do this and that. My son was actually smart, and he saves his money throughout the year, so he'll get like people give him money for his birthday or whatever, and then he'll just save
Yeah.
it and he'll spend it throughout the year, which is actually really fucking smart. But then he'll make like dumb purchases, so he'll spend like, I don't know, like $30 on pizza for him, his mom, and his sister, and everybody, which is
Aw.
nice, which is cool, like, oh,
Yeah.
you're feeding the family or whatever. But then like sometimes he'll like, I want some McDonald's, and then he'll go buy some McDonald's, and it's just like, come on, dude. Little stuff like that, but like he'll put some into the Fortnite or into a game, or most of the time, like what he's been doing now, he doesn't really save it anymore. What he does, he just takes his money, goes to GameStop, and he'll buy like a new controller, or he'll buy another game, or he'll buy some accessories and stuff, which is actually really smart. Especially if he didn't, if he felt like he didn't get enough for his birthday, he gets a little more,
Nice.
Yeah.
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 What about you, Anthony? Have you tried to implement that, or like have you talked about that in general, like chores for real money or anything like that?
I think, but not yet. We kind of, my daughter she's a simple being when it comes to satisfaction. As long as she's like doesn't have to deal with her little sister, she's fine. Or she'll watch TV mindlessly all day. It's interesting. I think because I play so much of so many games in general, or just gaming when I'm home, they kind of sway away from it. They don't really want to. I mean, they like Roblox is huge when the cousins come over, stuff like that. No Robux,
Mhm.
thank God. And then oh wait, we don't use the Lord name in vain. Sorry, thank gosh. We sorry about that. So Jesus Christ, what
I
was I
don't
saying?
fucking care.
So no, I'm kidding. But yeah, but overall, no, they've been good. I think it makes them sway away. But we really do. My kids are too spoiled. They're too spoiled. I can't say no to them. My wife can't say no to them. It's
Mhm.
only it's basically to give you a little more background. It's just me, my wife, and the two kids, and then we have my mom and dad live down south. My sister, I don't have any family in Jersey anymore, actually, and she has her one sister who helps us watch the kids. So we kind of feel like not that we're obligated to spoil them, but we kind of just do it because that's just we're the ones who watch them and spoil them at the same time as well. There's no one else to do it type of deal. So
Yeah.
but yeah, they've been good. I've been my wife's the one who never ever for some reason like she doesn't give her chores. She doesn't give my older daughter. I'm like feed the cat. She's like, well, mom said for you to do it. I'm like, well, I'm telling you to do it. She's like, well, I don't want to do it. I'm like, you have to do it. Like, you have to learn to do something around here. She's the total. She's got to get with it. But they're getting. She's getting better. At least my oldest one.
Yeah, no, I get that whole point of how you were saying how how like a lot of family has moved away from you guys, so you feel like kind of like you have to spoil them in a way and whatnot. And I feel
Yeah.
like I can kind of relate to that because I used to live in San Antonio for a while, and when I was living in San
Okay.
Antonio, well, we don't have that much family up there. It was only like my girl's mom, and that's it. So I felt like when we were living over there, we would give them more attention because nobody else could give it to them because we were just it was just us. We didn't know anybody.
Mm, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that's how
Yeah,
we were
every
too.
kid, yeah, every kid deserves that magic. Feeling spoiled. They don't. They're not troublemakers in the end of the day. Hopefully, but
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. That's
Every now and then,
that's yeah. That's very interesting.
my kids
But
get a lot of attention from their grandparents, their mom, you know, from me, from everybody. Honestly,
mhm.
I mean, we got a lot of her family's like really close knitted. So like,
Okay.
she has a cousin who's like her sister, and then not including her sisters, and then her mom, her dad, and then all these people that love my kids. So I've always been grateful for that. They've always had a really good tight knit family. So yeah,
Nice.
they got more than enough attention. Trust me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They get spoiled enough.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
trust me, they do. Yeah, they got to work for it though, because their mama's strict.
Next week's
Hell yeah.
episode, we're finally gonna do our final episode of our first season. We're excited. We didn't think we can make it all the way because we encountered some roadblocks.
Roblox.
Damn you, Roblox! Roblox along the. Yeah,
You're gonna have to
man.
coin that one. Have them pay you
Yeah,
for that. Roblox.
right.
Yeah.
Not
Dang.
hashtag not sponsored. Um, but basically, yeah, man, we're excited. Our last episode 20 for this season, we're gonna. I think we already. I guess we'll talk about it next episode. But me and Peter already pretty much talked about how long we're gonna take off, considering
yeah,
that we
yeah.
have some other stuff behind the scenes that we have to work on.
Yeah,
But
we talked about it
yeah,
a little bit. But,
yeah.
well, we're gonna do the whole announcement.
Mhm.
Well, okay. So
So
like for the next episode, for episode 20, we're doing a giveaway. So you guys
mhm.
tune in. We're actually doing a few giveaways. I believe we're doing four, maybe four, maybe
four,
five giveaways.
four.
Four giveaways. Okay, four giveaways. Five giveaways. The fifth one is my nudes. So y'all stay tuned for that.
One of them is this.
But yeah.
One of them is this. One of them is
Oh, okay. The
this.
speaker. Yeah.
Yep.
Don't show 'em my
A
nudes,
third.
honey. Don't show 'em my nudes.
It's a 3080 is one of them, right? 3080.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
no.
yeah. 3080.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Stick around.
Anthony's
Stick
gonna.
around.
We're gonna write 3080 on a piece of paper and be like,
There
here you
you
go,
go.
buddy.
You know how many bots will get in the chat just just be like,
Bro.
hey, I'm a real person. Yeah, pick me.
But yeah, we're doing that. We're doing that giveaway for you guys. Just because
Yeah.
you guys have been with us the whole ride, and
Mhm.
but yeah, we're doing 4
It's-
giveaways, and
Mhm.
yeah, tune in, and it's gonna be our first time doing it together. We're actually gonna meet up in San Antonio, and we're actually gonna be hanging out. As somebody commented,
A 3080, shit, I'll be there.
shit.
Shit.
But yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna be doing that. We're meeting up in San
Mhm.
Antonio. We're doing the podcast together, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna be posting some stuff on Instagram and on
Mhm.
Twitter, just behind the scenes of us getting set up in San Antonio and eating some tacos and just chilling. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, tune
Yeah.
in for that,
So
guys.
yeah, so next episode is going to be a crossover between a celebration of us completing the first season and then also the giveaway part and also an actual episode. We will be talking about certain topics, but it's like I said, it's going to be a hybrid episode, so it's not going to be like a full episode kind of like this one where we just talk
Yeah.
about the topics that we wanted to talk about. So yeah, but like I said, we just so excited to be completing 20 episodes. You know, we've been doing almost every single Monday of every month an episode. So that's a lot of episodes that we've done from just planning everything out. We'll talk about it more in the next week, but yeah, we want to show you guys pretty much appreciation for everybody listening and showing up, and all of our guests, Anthony as well, everybody just for just coming on and talking about topics that we want to talk about and certain things that pretty much we're curious about. So yeah, we're really excited for next episode. And anything you want to add,
one
Pete?
of our listeners. Oh, to answer
No.
one of our listeners, it sounds like a date. Yes, it is.
Yes,
It's
yes,
gonna be
it is.
a very manly date.
Yeah.
We're gonna be eating tacos, and we're gonna be doing the whole crisscross arm thing or whatever.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be the whole fucking. I don't know how the fuck you do it with this shit, but yeah,
You're right.
something like that. Something like that.
It's gonna be fun. Like I said, I'm doing behind the scenes and stuff, and posting that on Instagram, and yeah, you guys. I'll post it up on Facebook as well on the page, and you guys can see some stuff that's going on behind the scenes, and just get a little insight about how we go into podcasts and stuff, and just seeing what we do behind the scenes. But yeah.
Yeah, but just to recap, I want to thank Anthony for being here, man. Thank you for
thank you guys.
for
Thank you.
for some good
A lot of
stories
fun.
about retail and just how pretty much your work in general, how it dealt with the whole COVID situation. And one of the reasons that I wanted to have you on is, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but because there are certain types of works that sometimes people don't take for granted. You know what I mean? Like retail is in my opinion, is a business that sometimes if you don't have either thick skin or don't realize that people are sometimes crazy, it can get to you. And I feel like during the COVID situation, whether don't want to wear a mask, do want to wear a mask, unvaccinated, vaccinated, all that stuff. So I just imagine all the stuff that you had to go through. So I really wanted to get your point across and your perspective of how
Thank you.
everything went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Everyone work retail for a year, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
Or food services retail, just so you can.
Yes.
That's it. Learn how to
Just so you
treat
can
people.
learn. Yeah, just so you can learn how bad people are and how you can treat them better.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, once again, thanks Anthony for being here. Thank you everybody who showed up
Thank
for this
you, guys.
episode. Everybody listening, and we'll see you guys next week. Later.
Peace.
Later.